Tonight, in this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinox Television, the use of poisonous substance to catch fish, a common practice here in the economic capital Douala. Authorities are threatening court action against defaulters. And also ahead, we take a look at some of the major stumbling blocks to startups in the country. Why do young entrepreneurs hardly survive after 5 years of creation? We shall be talking about that in the second part of this newscast. Stay with us. Good evening to you viewers. We thank you so much for joining us in this edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Equinox Television. As we can right over here in the economic capital Douala, where the use of poisonous substance to catch fish has been strictly forbidden by authorities of the Delegation of Livestock Fisheries and Animal Husbandry. They threaten court action to all the defaulters. The other is coming in the wake of calls from some fishermen here in the economic capital Douala for the government to regulate the sector. For Hansen Chanji has the details.
The usage of poisonous substances by fishermen on fish is now common in different fishing zones in Cameroon. In a quest to have a good catch, some fishermen use liquid substances commonly called gamelin to kill and capture fish easily. The recent case is that of Boatibo in Mungo division of the Little region, where a brawl erupted between fishermen, those who use gamelin against their angry colleagues and control agents. Officials of Regional Delegation of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Husbandry for Littoral have greatly condemned this act.
I feel bad, and it's something bad for fishermen to use such product to fish, to kill fish, because it's first harmful for the environment, for the fish stock itself, and it's also harmful for the consumers. And I think that what our colleagues down there have done to seize the product, it was something very good. The
fish you eat today might be dangerous to your health, and officials think that consumers must be careful when buying fish.
When you look at the consistency of the fish, if there's some fish that have scales, when you touch them, you will see that the scales goes out so fastly, very fast. You will know as well that this one has been caught by bad product.
Fishermen have also been warned against the usage of gamelin to catch fish, for the law spares no one.
So the product that are fish with gamelin and all the other products that are bad for the human consumption are seized and be destroyed according to the law.
At the Yupwe fishing zone in Douala 1 municipality, some fishermen confirmed to us that some of their colleagues are champions in using gamelin to catch fish. This has not only reduced the number of fish in water, but greatly contributed to the disappearance of fish, which are just days old. Traders say the situation has led to a tremendous decrease in the amount of catch in recent times.
We have only small fish because they have spoiled the water. Yes, for the moment, that is the difficulty we have. And for this moment now, we don't have fish.
The fishermen are calling on government authorities to beef up measures in eradicating usage of gamelin by fishermen, because delay, they say, is dangerous. This is the river that produces fish to inhabitants of Yupwe and surrounding residents, but it is their wish that the fish caught here is of good quality. At the banks of River Yupwe, for Hansen Chanji, Dani Warengzidi for Equinox Television. For Hansen Chanji, they're reporting here in the economic capital Douala. Now, a baby of about 3 months has been stolen from certain Emilian, that's in Manjo in the Mungo division of the country. The lady who stole the baby reportedly posed as a family member after paying a visit to the victim that was in the hospital. Security forces have opened investigations, and we keep you updated as soon as we are informed. Now, the stolen baby, or the issue of the stolen child, is coming after
after Catholic bishops in Cameroon have strongly condemned the theft of babies in Cameroonian hospitals today. The president of the Episcopal Conference, Archbishop Samuel Kleda, and the Archbishop of the Yaoundé Archdiocese, Jean Baga, have both called on the Cameroonian government and private health structures to ameliorate their security in their respective institutions. Samuel Kleda says that the theft of babies is taking a ritual dimension, though something has to be done and on time. Both men of God were speaking during the 40th General Assembly of Cameroonian Bishops that is currently ongoing in the nation's capital, and it is coming after the issue of another stolen baby at a police clinic in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. The child was taken away from the mother few hours after the birth of the baby. Family welfare is also at the center of discussion in Yaoundé. Now, the Secretary General of La Francophonie, given the title of Dr. Honoris Causa, and Michael Jean received the honorary title that was yesterday as she visited the University of Yaoundé 1. The last day of her visit, which is this Thursday, is supposed to be marked by a meeting with some economic operators, state officials, as well as the head of state himself. And Roland Akon comes back to yesterday's ceremony in the following report.
Honoris Causa de l'Université Yaoundé 1.
Michael Jean is conferred the title Doctor Honoris Causa in Language and Comparative Literature in the University of Yaoundé 1. It is the first time an African university is conferring the title on the new Secretary General of La Francophonie, who has already received the honorary title 15 times from other universities in the world. No doubt why she was bathed in a warm bath of praises by Jacques Famendongo, the Minister of Higher Education and Grand Chancellor of Academic Order.
Nous saluons en vous, Madame du Logos, de l'Ethos et du Pathos.
Famendongo and other speakers say Michael Jean is honored for her works in letters and humanity. The former governor of Canada was described as an exceptional woman with a distinctive university career. That her exceptional exploits make her a model for others to follow. Michael was visibly moved by the conferment of the title and the showers of praises. At the University of Yaoundé 1, Michael Jean was like addressing students in all African universities, drawing their attention to the fact that 1/4 of the world's population by 2050 will be African. Evidence that Africa is on the move and that Africans have to build up their capacities to take charge. She encouraged the students to have huge dreams and should never allow anyone steal or kill their dreams. She condemns extremism, egoism, isolationism, sophisticated organized crimes and corruption in Africa, calling on Africans to show exemplary conduct in solidarity, hospitality for a prosperous continent in the future.
La francophonie se mobilise pour que l'Afrique puisse se faire bientôt entendre et arriver avec des idées fortes.
Michael believes in Africa becoming a permanent member of the UN Security Council in future. She believes in Africa coming up with strategies and solutions to its own problems in future. She believes in Africa, a partner and actor in international politics in future.
That is Roland Akong there reporting on the visit of the Secretary General of La Francophonie, who is going to be ending her 4 days official visit here in the country today. She is expected to grant a press conference in few hours still in the nation's capital. We'll keep you updated now. Inhabitants of Makia, that's a locality in the Douala 2 municipality, last night protested against the sales of drugs in their neighborhood. Angry men and women took to the streets of Makia after one of theirs was apprehended for opposing drug business. A confrontation sparked off between the supposed drug dealer, the population, as well as the law enforcement officers. Makia inhabitants are saying that cocaine, or better still cannabis, are sold in the neighborhood with their accomplice. of law enforcement officers now, a tentative calm is said to be reigning at the neighborhood of Makia in the Douala 2 municipality. And another fire incident here in the city of Douala, this time around a store dealing in second-handed clothes at Kasala Farm, that is a small market in the area not far from the 6th Police District in the Douala 2 municipality, was set ablaze. The cause of the inferno up to now remains unknown, but firefighters succeeded to stop the flames from destroying nearby shops, even though their efforts were futile. Damages has so far been estimated at millions of francs CFA. And in news out of Cameroon, more than 40 people have drowned in the latest sinking of a migrant boat between Libya and Italy. The Italian Navy rescued 4 people. Almost 10,000 migrants attempting to cross the Mediterranean have been removed from the sea in recent days. Hundreds of migrants have died making perilous crossing since the start of this year, 2015. Earlier this week, about 400 people were believed to have drowned when their boat capsized. Italy has so far called for more help from the European Union to handle the migrant crisis. They're bringing us to the end of this first segment of the news. Time for us to meet our guests. Tonight, as I earlier indicated, we are going to be talking at the problem of startups in Cameroon. Establishing a new business structure for young entrepreneurs is a veritable nightmare. The main problem, amongst other things, lies at the level of finance, according to economic operators. This is why the Association of Young Heads of Enterprises and Entrepreneurs, that is known as AJECA, met today in the economic capital Douala to seek solutions to some of these problems. And joining us tonight is a coordinator of AJECA here in the littoral region, Mr. Jean-Levis Malon Malake. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours as well. Now, I was earlier talking about the problem of starting up an enterprise here in Cameroon. How long can it take to be able to create an enterprise in Cameroon today?
Before I start to answer your question, I would like to say good evening. And actually, to create a company, I think it's not a big problem. It's not the important thing, you know. Before create enterprise, you should have a plan. The most important is to have a plan, and when you have a plan, then you can create enterprise very easily. Most of people, they are just creating enterprise, then after that, there's nothing behind. So I think before trying to create an enterprise, you have firstly to have a plan. When you have a good plan, then you can create your enterprise, and then to create the enterprise is not a big problem.
It's not a big problem according to you, because many entrepreneurs are complaining even when they have the plan.
Yeah.
To be able to have it established is a big problem in Cameroon.
I don't think so, because the policy is correct. I don't know if they follow the policy. I don't know why it's difficult for them. You understand what I mean? I don't know. There is a policy in Cameroon to create a company, create enterprise. It's not a big problem. But now the first thing, as I was saying, is just to have a plan. When you have a plan, it depends how you want to manage.
So when you have this plan and you follow the necessary policies, how long can it take for you to be able to create an enterprise?
I think it's a matter of a week or 2 weeks at least to create an enterprise in Cameroon according to the policy.
So to you, most Cameroonians hardly succeed because they don't have this plan.
Of course.
And they don't master the policies.
Yeah,
when you talk about policies,
I think so.
What do you mean?
Because in Cameroon, actually, some people, they have the way they are used to do to create an enterprise, right? But I think if they follow the right policy, according to the Cameroon government.
What are the policies, for example?
You have to follow the process. I mean, you have to follow the process as well. But some people, they don't like to follow the process. Maybe they have some other way to do things, but it's not the best way to do things.
Cameroonians would like to know some of the simple process, some of the processes that they should go through to be able to establish an enterprise.
Yeah, okay, of course. I think whether in Douala, Yaoundé, all over Cameroon, there is a policy and there is an office. Everywhere in Cameroon you can find office where if you want to create an enterprise, you can find office, the right office where you can do your process and get all the documents that you need.
You get the information from the office?
Honestly speaking, it's the CFCE, I think. So that's where, if you want to create your enterprise, you can go there directly. From there, you have the list of the document that you have to follow. There's a process, it's a long process. If you respect the process, it's okay.
The problem is because most Cameroonians don't respect this process.
Actually.
Now, Cameroon has the best endowment favorable for business in the sub-Saharan Africa, but it's still not free from other problems plaguing many other underdeveloped countries in the continent. So where does the problem actually lie? Is it at the level of finance, know-how?
Not only finance problem, I think. It's the management problem also. You know, enterprise is not something that you just like to manage as you like, you know. That's what I was saying. Before trying to create an enterprise, you have to have a plan. And when I mean a plan, this plan you should respect your plan. Without respecting your plan, how this can grow up? No, it's not possible. So it's a big problem. So management is a big problem.
And a report of this 2015 by the World Bank Group is predicting that countries in the sub-Saharan Africa would suffer an economic slowdown this 2015. We know that the economic growth is normally supposed to be 4.5%, but it's predicting that it's going to drop to 4%. How dangerous can it be for an economy?
Yeah, actually it's very dangerous because, you know, according to the situation, that's what I was saying. In our country, for example, right? We have policy in Cameroon, but the way people are doing and managing the economy of the country, there is no way for us to grow up. That's why we have these difficulties to make our economy develop and grow up. So it's a big problem, especially in our country. You understand? So the most important is that we have policy, but without except the policy, we have to manage our economy. Without managing our economy, we cannot grow up. So the economy is going down, then go up. So that's the same thing with young entrepreneurs, that they don't have the way to get financing from the bank just because no good management. So we have the same problem everywhere. Management problem. Our government, they know what they have to do. I'm not here to tell them what they should do. They know what they have to do. So if our economy is going down, they know what to do.
Now, this problem of banks refusing to give loans to startups or young enterprises in Cameroon, what could probably be the reason and, of course, the impact? Yeah,
because it is a matter of confidence, because, you know, it's a trust problem. Because some people, they say banks don't trust them, right? So if you don't trust yourself, how somebody else will trust you? So you create a company. If you want to see around, there's a lot of companies that they don't really exist. A lot. That is the first big problem in Cameroon.
Oh, they exist and just
in the paper it's okay, but when you look around, the company does not exist. It's a big problem. So how the bank can really help those companies is a big problem.
Most of them even exist, and after 5 years, they are no more
existing. Exactly, that's a big problem. You see a company after 3, 4, 5 months, 1 year, no company anymore. So this is a big problem.
So what is AJECA, the Association of Young Heads of Enterprises and Entrepreneurs, proposing? What new substance are you bringing in the economic sector in Cameroon?
Actually, as you say, when you hear AJECA is like action. That's the first thing. And, you know, we have, first of all, to join people together, especially for young entrepreneurs, to let them know what's the importance that we call enterprise. Before creating enterprise, you have to make sure for all details, because without having those informations, you are not going to do anything. So AJECA is here to help all those young entrepreneurs to know what they call enterprise and how to manage your enterprise to make it stay longer
than expected.
Because that is very important. Because when you see, it's a very big problem. So we are going to help all the young entrepreneurs, and also you have some people that maybe they have projects. We can help them manage how you should fulfill your project. So this is AJECA. So AJECA is open for all young entrepreneurs to see how they can manage their project, they can manage their the enterprise, and so on.
So that is what AGECA can do to Cameroonians. I'm curious to find out, AGECA has been existing for quite some time now.
Yeah, sure.
What are some of the concrete actions, the concrete achievements of AGECA to Cameroonian youth? Because I know that young entrepreneurs are your targets.
Yeah.
What are some of your major achievements to Cameroonian young entrepreneurs?
Actually, talking about achievement, I think AGECAM was born in 2010. And now we are 2015. So this is 5 years already. So I think it's not negative, it's positive, just because since that time we are trying to bring people together, right? We are trying to help people how they have to manage the enterprise. And we are helping so many other people to manage most of their projects. So I think for the moment, we don't have a big result, but since now we have almost about 500 members, that is I think is positive.
Statistically, a cosmopolitan city like the economic capital Douala, how many startups have you been able to change their story? How many of them here?
In Douala, actually, you know, just today we got installation for the region office, so we are going to start working to try to see how we are going to bring people together to help a lot, because you know Douala is the head of Cameroon about economics, so we have a lot of things to do in this region.
You have a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
So the future, the plans of AGECA still in the future?
No, it's not a matter of future. We have a plan, you know. First thing is to bring people together, to see what is going.
For 5 years now, you have still been bringing people together.
No, it's not a matter of 5 years. You know, AGECA was born in Yaoundé. The headquarters is in Yaoundé.
Yes.
They have a very good result till now. So now we are trying to open AGECA like now in littoral region. We are going to see what we are going to do in littoral also. But in the region like central region, I think the result is perfect right now. Yeah.
And just to note that this project initiative of AGECA is coming after many others, I can name them, known as PRC, to be able to help Cameroonian youths that want to create a startup, to help them financially. What is AGECA bringing new to young entrepreneurs in the country? What innovation are you bringing to young entrepreneurs? Yeah,
about innovation, the thing I will let you know is that we assist young entrepreneurs. We help them even financially, because you know some people, as I told you, they have projects. They don't have anyone that can help them financially to fulfill their project. This AGECA can do this. Do you understand? We can help people to fulfill that project. We can help them to manage their project. I think this is another innovation, because most of young entrepreneurs, they don't have people who can really help them how to manage the enterprise and their project. So we as AGECA, we are taking a responsibility to help them to manage so that their company can stay longer than what they can expect. But without this assistance, how they would grow up? No way.
So many youths now that are planning to create an enterprise should maybe get some expertise or aids from AGECA. That's what you are saying.
Of course, that's possible. Of course.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jean-Levis Malon Malake,
Thank you
for joining us tonight on Talking Point.
Thank you.
And we should re-emphasize that you are the coordinator of AGECA here in the littoral region. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
To our viewers, it was equally a pleasure having you with us in this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinox Television. Until we meet again, goodbye.